Good morning, children. It is the Lost Spring, written by XII, class 12, English. It is the second video in which I will tell you something more. I will tell you about a story. This is the story of Sahib Alam. Sahib Alam has come from Dhaka. Dhaka is the capital of Bangladesh, and this Bangladesh is a poor country. It relates to the events of migration that took place in the year 1971. In 1971, the war was fought between India and Pakistan. This was a very fierce battle. It was a decisive battle. At the time, Indira Gandhi was the Prime Minister of India. She is so iron-willed lady that she did not withdraw. At the time, the Bangladeshis, that is known as the Eastern Bengal, that was inhabited by most of the Muslims, and so in 1947, when India was divided into two, India and Pakistan, this part was called the Pakistan, and West Bengal remained in India. You know also that there lived so many Muslims, and it was an isolated state because the Pakistani rulers did not pay so much attention to them. Why? Because they were poor and they did not have so much resources. It was the most deserted land. Why? Because the cyclones mostly hit the area and they had to live without food. Their food crops were destroyed, and Sahib Alam, along with his family members, had to leave their family, their house. Everything was lost in the cyclone. They came to India. They lived in Simapuri, where it was compulsory for survival to pick up rags. They could not live without it. For them, rag picking is source of income. They lived in thousands of men and women. There were so much crowd. There was no sewage. There was no drainage system. There was no sanitation. Though they lived, it was all muddy. It was all full of dirt and squalor. Here, Sahib meets the narrator, and narrator asks him about the school. And this school is really one of the schools which is not found in his neighborhood. Do you think that Sahib Alam does not want to go to school? Yes, he wants to go to school, but he does not. Really, it is one of the most pathetic conditions of life. They have come from this very Dhaka to this very place, which is the capital of Bangladesh. Really, it was another sin. But coastal regions were hard, badly affected in that very place. The newspaper Guardian describes about their pathetic condition that really happened after the cyclone occurred. How did they live? So here, Sahib Alam is one of the most contrasting name. It means that one who is the Lord of the universe. But here, this very person has to pick up rags for survival. So here, this is a very condition. He just wants to study, he wants to wear clothes, good clothes, and go to school, but he cannot. Finally, he works in a tea stall where he earns 800 rupees. Sometimes the narrator has to feel depressed. Why? Because she asked him, if you want to go to school, I will make it. But after some time, when he meets the narrator XII, he asks, "Oh, madam, have you met the school?" She feels embarrassed. Why false promises are made to such poor men? Really, it is one of the most pathetic conditions. So, what is the condition when the cyclone, when the natural disaster comes, they feel so bad? Means they just come to such a wearing condition that cannot be recovered. This child also wants to wear shoes, but he has to depend on something. He just searches the shoes in the heaps of garbage, and he has never put on the shoes that fits into the hole. Means one shoe is of another and the other is other. Means they are quite unparalleled, do not match, but he wears. He stays near the tennis club and he is very fond of watching the game. The gatekeeper allows him to enter, but when someone is there, he cannot go. So here it is his condition. When he works in a tea stall, he has to carry a heavy burden of the can. Milk canister he has to carry. And now he compares his life with that very canister and the bag. Means at the time when he was carrying a bag that carried the waste and garbage, that was really not so heavy, but now the canister of milk that he carries looks heavy because his freedom is lost. So these children really want to enjoy freedom, but now he has lost it. Means every child wants to go to school. He wants to learn. He wants to remain happy. He wants to enjoy the pleasures of life, like learning, playing, eating, singing, dancing, etc. These are the natural activities of children. But these children have to run in the street for food, for grasping, for something that is essential. They only have the wishes, but they cannot be fulfilled. They are compelled to live in such places, that is Simapuri. Here you can see how disastrously their houses were destroyed and they had to leave their village. They had to come to India where they had to settle. Now he has lost all that wishes. Now he has lost his carefree life and now he lives a very miserable life. You can understand. In the next video, I will tell you what are the things that really happen word to word, and you will understand it much better. I will tell you some of the word meanings now that you must remember, that is most essential to be learned. Number one is scrounging. Scrounging means what? Scrounging means looking for. Sponging, as you say, searching something. Garbage, that is waste food. Glibly, Fluently means one who is well versed in speaking something. Hollow, false, insincere. Embarrassed. Embarrassed means perplexed. And here, abound, where something is plenty. Bleak, B-L-E-A-K. Bleak means dull and cheerless. Dull and cheerless. Shuffles. Shuffles means S-H-U-F-F-L-E-S. Shuffles means moves with dragging motion. Moves with a dragging motion. Shuffles. Here, explanation, clarification when one gives. That is the thing. Perpetual means eternal, everlasting, that never comes to an end. Drowned, overpowered. Drowned, overpowered. And desolation, forsaken state. Forsaken state, a state of life that is really troublesome. Panting. Panting means breathing fast and short. Breathing fast and short. Rag pickers, one who collects and sells old, torn, discarded things from the heap of rubbish. Acquaintance. Acquaintance means one who is familiar to you. Acquaintance means one who is familiar to you. Periphery, outer edge, outer edge. And here, wilderness, wilderness, a vast desolated place. Squatters, very good word. Squatters, squatters, S-Q-U-A-T-T-R-S. Persons who are living on land without permission or without rent. It means they are called, in short, refugees. Refugees of war. Refugees of war. Squatters means refugees of war. One who has left his country. So here CBSE, matter carried and sewer, and here fenced, surrounded with fence, that you have learned. So in this video it is enough. I will tell you something more in the next video. Thank you children. Thank you.